Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high level best of 3 between Hero, the smiling assassin, and Solar, the also smiling but often assassinated. As I feel like in this particular player matchup, it's most of the time Hero that does the assassinations and Solar that plays the part of the victim. Alright, nice start for Solar though, loses a single drone, trading it for an adept. That's the type of trade you do want as a Zerg player. Adept for a drone. Absolutely okay. Void Ray as a starting unit here. Hero, of course, known as a tricky prick. Knows what he wants to do and also knows that he doesn't want his opponent to know what he wants to do. So we often see like these Void Ray openers, Oracle Stalker openers for some type of scout denial. He's going to send 2 random adepts across the map again. This is also a typical Hero play. Kind of these counterintuitive move outs at odd timings. Saw that Solar was kind of ready for it though. It's already building 8 more links. I'm actually kind of afraid for these adepts, I'm not gonna lie. Solar's gonna need to chase these with the links, at least for a little bit. This should be a cancel, there we go. It is going to be a cancel. Void Ray makes his way across the map. There was just 1 Overlord on the other side. We do have 1 Overlord still in a compromised position. Hero is gonna find that. It's going to be the 2nd Overlord kill here in this game. 1 adept gets knocked out. First adept, however, will continue going in. It's not gonna get a drone kill. Will force a minor workable. I think overall these trades have just been extremely good for Solar. Minus this one. Oh, never mind! Insanely sick response. Look at that. That was fast as hell. He just bombed. Morphed a couple of buildings instantly. Keeps all of his drones alive. Very solid reaction time there out of the Korean Zerg player. Now it's gonna move across the map, try to snipe a pylon. Don't think it's quite gonna get it. Does force a pulsar beam and the Void Ray to come back home. And this is a 3rd Oracle, a 4th Stargate unit. And that has some implications here for the upgrades that Hero is gonna be going for, because those are going to be severely delayed. We're gonna have, like I said, a crap ton of Stargate units, a bunch of Adepts once again coming out as well. So far though, Solar is just holding, and when you're going for these heavy Adept, heavy Stargate unit openers, you actually need to deal some damage in the early game. Smashing half a creep tumor and calling it a day is not good enough. You're going to need to actually do something, whether it's going to be drone kills or queen kills or just forcing out a crap ton of links, cancelling a fort base a couple of times. All of these are fine, but you do need to do them. He's going to snipe a couple more creep tumors over here. Void Ray on the right side is going to be baiting the queens perhaps to this general area. So we have, that's the wrong Oracle that used the Revelation, because now you only have 2 pulsar beams remaining. Void Ray still in position to snipe this base if he wants to. There you go. Can use the prismatic alignment as well, of course, to quickly make short work of that bad boy. I think 1 drone went down. Oh, he's gonna cancel the shade. That's going to allow him to take out 1 more drone, but it's also going to allow Solar to do a lot of damage against these Adepts. In the end, all 4 Adepts do end up surviving, and 3 drones die, so good start if you ask me. This seems freaking scary if you're Solar, by the way. 3 queens? There's like 3 oracles and a Void Ray nearby? Not sure if I had the balls to just kind of stand there like that. Hero now. Gonna follow it up with a bunch of Stalkers, has a cannon plus battery, robotics facility going up as well. We've seen a lot of these type of late Colossus plays out of him, but I would much prefer seeing Storm here because we just have a lot of gas already. Colossus is going to hit quite late because this Robo is really late. So I personally believe that going for some type of Templar Archives in this case is just going to be a superior play. But let's see what Hero has to say about that as he moves out with a bunch of Stalkers here. I think it's about 10 of them. And once again try to cancel this fort base, and I think he will just be capable of doing it. Hydras are about to pop out, Stasis Ward coming down as well. Link finishing up in about 5 seconds. Stasis needs to be triggered, there we go. Base does get cancelled, and that means here that Solar now is going to be way more all-in than he really wanted to be. Because I think Solar wanted to kind of stabilize here on 72, 73, 75-ish drones for base, then maybe go up to 82, Infestation Pit, Hive, all of those vibes, but yeah, what we're getting here is not at all like that. Good control here out of Hero, by the way. Nice sniping on these Hydras. The follow-up indeed is going to be a roll away, but look at the timing of that. It's going to be freaking late. It's going to be so late before the first Colossus pops out on the map. There will be charge, there will be +2. Oh, snipes another Hydra for free. Hydras are quite expensive, so every single one that you can take out is a pretty big deal. Fort base goes down as well here. A couple of stalkers to defend it. One more Hydra is gonna get blasted here. Really nice play out of Hero. It's just making sure that he's keeping up some pressure. He wants to continue forcing out units and just keep an eye on what his opponent is doing. Meanwhile, we see Solar actually just staying on lair tech. Hydra, Roach, couple of links, but very heavy on the Hydras, which is going to suck against the Colossus, right? Once we get a decent amount of Colossus, we'll be fine, but so far there's not even a single Colossus out. We're 8 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. We do have a Prism for a run-by setup. There also are, what is this, 6, 8, 9 gateways gonna be there total. Or 8 gateways. I'm not great at counting, my apologies. Stalker count is phenomenal though. I mean, the supply is almost being even. It's just such a bad sign here for Solar. Prism goes in, Zealot run-by goes in at the same time. We have good blink control initially. No sentries though to help out here. That means that these Roaches and Hydras can just march up this ramp and start dealing with the Stalkers. First Oracle goes down. Robo in a lot of trouble as well. If this Colossus doesn't come out, that means there won't be any splash. Here we go, right-clicking that thing instantly. Does go down. At the same time, Zealots in the main base are going to be dealt with eventually. For now, drones just running away. Roaches coming in to reinforce. Blink on forward here on the Hydras. Was that the play though? I'm not sure if we have enough Stalkers to deal with this. Probes are falling at a rapid pace, but the Hydras do get cleaned up. And at the end of the day, we're in a situation where Hero has 116 supply on 4 bases and 60 probes. Solar has 128 supply, 67 workers on 4 base. No hive. +2 almost done. Thermal Lens is going to finish up, which is great for the 0 Colossus that are out currently. Storm is going to finish up before the Colossus will, despite the Templar Archive starting significantly later. So, I mean, once Storm finishes up, this is going to be much harder here for Solar to do anything. The funny thing is that I think Hero is the one feeling some pressure on him. Look how aggressive he's on the map. This is completely ill-advised. I think Hero believes that his opponent is like 84, 85 workers, but even if that's the case, if you know that your opponent doesn't have a hive, do we really need to push this aggressively? I think no. I just think no. I don't think that is necessary at all. And now after kind of having lost that position, he's gonna lose a lot of these Stalkers. Cannon's in a bit of trouble here too. Do we have a battery recharge? Perhaps for this shield battery. More Stalkers now are falling. Gonna need to zoom out to catch all of the action because there's a lot of action all over the place. No Immortals in this army means that Roach are going to be quite effective. Storm to deal with the 4 Hydras. These Stalkers are gonna get caught. If Solar actually ends up winning this game, it would be such a sad turn of events here for the Protoss because he was in such a stellar position. Almost an unlosable position, if I'm being honest. And it's gonna drop a couple more fat Storms, and those are good. Immortal now shows up as well. Oracles are being sacrificed. A gift to the gods. 12 supply in favor of Solar. But for how much longer? Once again, Hero just decides that it's time to go. I really don't think it's time to go, Hero. I think it's time to just kind of... Like, your opponent is all-inning into you. You're up in workers, you're up in tech, you have a mothership on the way. We don't have to be here, buddy. We don't have to. Maybe we can, but I don't think we have to. Archons are tanking. Stalkers are gonna get pushed back a little bit once more. As there are a couple of Templars. We have an Immortal at home too. I do like this move with the Stalkers. Like, just having the Stalkers nearby, they can always escape against Roach Hydra. I think that is just fine, but getting Immortals and Archons there, I'm not a huge fan of. Just put you at risk where there really should be no risk anymore at this point in the game. Hero is so far ahead right now. He's up in workers. He's massively up in tech. He's up in upgrades as well with +3 versus +2. Can we get a Storm or 2? Do we have an energy recharge? Yes, it is available. Instead, we're going to morph into an Archon. First Storm is going to land, though. Second Storm is going to land in a big way, too. And I do believe that that is just going to be it. Defensive position is solid. There's not enough Roaches. There are not enough Hydras. And Hero's going to win game number 1 here on Ultra Love. Alright, game number 2 here. Hero comes across the map once more with an Adept. Hero really is the type of guy that just always lets his shades finish, you know? I think there's something to be said for it. Because if you always let it finish, the Zergs are always afraid. But then again, they also always should be afraid. You know, this is kind of like being like a Black Widow, like the spider, you know? When people see you, they're scared. But it's probably good that they're scared. So what the Black Widow should do is sometimes it should just be very friendly as well. You know, rather than stinging you and killing you. Just makes you tea and cookies or something like that. And then next time it's like, oh, Black Widow, these guys are cool. And BAM! Stings you and you're gone. Puts you in her fat web and eats you alive. I don't know. I guess not alive because you're dead, but still eats you. I feel like that's what heroes should do a little bit as well. More tea and cookies, less finishing of shades. It's actually kind of doing it now though. Send in a couple of them. It's not in a good spot, but it's going to save these 2 adepts, or at least keep them alive. It's going to continue shading in. In order to do this type of stuff, you really need to have kind of sizable balls, you know? Or maybe you need to just trust yourself a bit more. Like, I don't have the trust when I have 2 adepts across the map like this, that I know that I'm going to forget to cancel a shade, or they're going to get caught by 10 links and they're going to lose all of them. I'm going to be real freaking upset about it. This is such a standard setup that just, it happens so frequently to me. This could finish, by the way. It's not going to, but I think it could have. I really think it could have. It's gonna shade in once more. He's just looking for damage. He could kill this queen too. Of course, he doesn't know that, but you know, it's good to point out where there is potential anyway, even if it's not realistic for a hero to kind of act on that info. Okay, it's gonna go into the main base, but there is a spore there. It's gonna still get 2 drone kills. Could get a 3rd. No, he's gonna fly away. Nice control here. 3rd oracle is now out. We have an evo chamber that is finished up as well, so we're most likely gonna be playing fast +1 melee. It's a build that I always appreciate. No scout on it yet though. So theory dictates in this case is that you probably want to be playing +1 in charge rather than going for blink. However, if hero is not aware of the fact that there's an evo chamber, it's of course hard to follow the theory. Like if you're not seeing the chessboard, it's hard to respond to what's happening on there. Although you have these people that can, you know, what's it called when they just blind chess and they're blindfolded. You simulate it in their head. Ooh, this is a bad shade, isn't it? This is a really bad shade. Or is it? Gonna get a couple of link kills. These fights are always so close. Like, there's a huge difference. Like, it's just a thin line between keeping 5 adepts alive and then keeping 2 alive. Now, in this case, it's actually going to be just fine for Solar. But if he shades in here with 5 and he properly splits the shots, he's gonna get like maybe 6, 7 drone kills. He's still gonna get a lot of drone kills because at the same time, the 3rd base was unprotected. 7 drones are going to end up falling at the same time. We also have links moving across the map, so we have a lot of stuff happening here. You know, actually without anything here over at the 3rd, no battery, no units, no nothing. And if you have no nothing and there is at least something, then usually that something is going to clear the nothing. And indeed, stalkers are falling. We have a lot of workers that have gone down. More workers are going to end up falling as well. Look at that. Solar's not giving up. He's going to go for 11 worker kills and 2 stalkers. Absolutely a worthwhile trade. Bailing nest behind us. Do we even have a... Oh my god, we already have lair too. He's freaking loving life right now. These 2 adepts are going to get caught by links as well. He's going to finish this. I can smell it already. No, never mind. My nose isn't working as well as it once was. Follow-up is going to be blink and +1, which is a fair setup. I can dig it. He definitely should finish this one though. See if we can get maybe 1 kill. No, he can't. +1 melee now has finished up as well. Cannon plus battery in the mineral line. Ooh, cannon over here as well. Oh, this is going to be like a gate all-in. But it's just 4 gates. So it's not really an all-in. Wait, why the hell are we building this many cannons? What? What's this cannon doing in there? I'm misunderstanding the situation, surely. I don't understand what's going on. He's pretending like he's doing some wild 6, 7, 8 gate all-in with like a proxy gate. But this is on 4 gates. This is on 4 gates right now. This is not some crazy all-in. This is just a push that is, you know, it's maybe gonna kill something, but it's not uber committed. It's not uber committed. He's making it more committed than it should be because of these random cannon in the natural, cannon in the main. He's just sending everything out as well at the same time. Stalkers are going to be moving back. Couple of fat stasis wards. I mean, this is really cute, but you're gonna need to do more than trap 8 links in stasis wards and kill 15 of them, you know? If you're delaying your gases for as long as he has, Like, you're looking for serious damage, and serious damage has not been dealt, let me tell you. Serious damage has not been dealt at all. I think these are probably gonna try to turn into some banelings and then roll in. That's what I would like to do. Yep, there we go. He wanted to, then instantly gets cancelled because he gets spotted. Of course, these links are still relevated just over here. So Hero was well aware as to what was kicking off. Hero now playing on thinking this is his fort, which is a weird fort. Usually we see this one, but you know, I don't mind it. I can live with it. Stalkers are going to be pulling back a little bit. I mean, Solar's just going to walk over this, isn't he? Way better early game here for Solar than in the previous one. And Hero also just with such late tech. It's going to be Hydra, Ling, Bane, +1 melee, 15 Banes. No storms available. We already have a bunch of Banes now coming from the top side. I didn't realize that. Neither did those Zealots. They got a warm welcome here. As, lots of Hydras are getting caught by that stasis. That could be the saving grace. We have 4 Oracles out, and they're going to be blasting some of these Hydras. Well, some of them. Going to be blasting majority of these Hydras. We still have this army over here as well. No storm still available. Stasis wards are being thrown down, but will get killed before they get to do anything useful in their life. Archon gets blasted too. It is 140 supply to 123, as Hero slowly but surely is kind of turning this game around. And it's looking freaking nice, to be honest. Doing such a good job here. Such a good job. I'm not sure about fighting away from the high ground. Not as big a fan of that, because Solar is still fairly all in with this. It is 66 workers to 74. All that Hero needs to do is survive. Once more, all he needs to do is survive. He can go to the high ground, maybe add some batteries. We're now going to have 2 storms. Oracles are actually taking quite a bit of a beating. First storm pretty much whiffs. So we have a large Zealot Warp in. I hope that Zealot Warp in is for a run by and not for in this fight, because there's just simply too many Banelings. We're gonna need more Templar than we currently have, because right now we have 0, which is the worst amount of Templar to have. Oracles are gonna activate. It means these Oracles are also gonna die, and the Banelings are most likely gonna connect with at least a couple of these workers. No, workers do get evacuated in time. Immortal still shooting. Zealots now coming back into the battle. Fort base goes down during all of this. I once again believe Hero is completely misreading his spot here. Completely misreading it. If he's playing against like a 78 drone Hydra Bane all-in, or attack, it is very different from what we have here. This is just this is like a 3 base hold. If you hold this on 3 base, if you get 4 Templar with Storm out, you win the game. That is just the reality of the situation right now. So you want to preserve every unit you have. I don't mind... Oh my god. You just recharge the Templar that's now about to die for free. It's gonna get 2 minor storms off. Not brilliant. This Templar does not quite have Storm available. Still 2 seconds away from it, but it's just going to die before. Second Immortal now shows up as well. And this is one hell of a hold. But I don't quite think it's going to be good enough. I don't think it's going to be good enough. We have no batteries in the back. New Immortal does pop out. But yeah, we're gonna need a little bit more than this, don't we? We're going to need a little bit more than this. 128 supply to 94. Hero still with the worker lead. Cannon in the back now helping out. This bad boy has 10 kills already. Majority probably being Lynx and Banes. But yeah, with 4 Stalkers against this, I don't think you're really going to end up winning. Next Immortal is about to pop out. The Lynx are connecting with the probes now. Good hold position control out of Hero. Going to try to block these Lynx from coming through, but yeah, it feels fairly over to me, honestly. It does feel fairly over. Solar's he's just gonna keep going again and again and again and again. 5 Hydras extra show up. 7 Hydras are showing up. Topside base is mining. Worker count is still the same. Getting, yep, a Templar with an energy recharge is freaking huge against Hydra Ling Bane. You're gonna get 2 storms. It's just important that they actually hit something as well, these storms. See if we can get it. That's an okay storm. Killed a Ling and damaged a couple of Hydras. Ling's now being sent in forward to try and deal with those stormers. We're almost at a new storm on the freshly warped in Templar as well. That is an okay storm as well. We have 1 more Templar in here that has a storm. Can we hit it? Can we hit that storm? 1 Templar. No! He morphed it into an Archon accidentally. I mean, I don't think it would have changed the outcome of this fight very much, but it's still a mistake nonetheless. Bit of a misclick, as Hero is going to lose 19 workers, a bunch of Immortals, taps out with a GG, and Solar takes game number 2. So we've now had 2 very similar situations in this matchup already, where both times it felt like all that Hero really needed to do was defend. And it just feels hard to kind of figure out what's going on in this type of game, I think, because Hero's early game wasn't that brilliant. So he's looking at that spot that he's in. He's like, well, this sucks. Like, this doesn't feel great. You know, like, do I need to deal some counter damage? And he's not really getting the information he needs. He probably needs to fly in an Oracle over to check drone counts at some point, kind of try and figure out what's kicking off. And Hero's now going to go back into that Void Ray play. We didn't see it in the previous game. It is really something that I like. I think it is so powerful to open up with a Void Ray as your first unit. I think it's just crazy strong. It makes it very difficult for the Zerg to figure out what's going on. And yeah, there's so many different builds that Zerg really needs to be aware of right now in the current meta. Like, there's still a lot of Glaive build orders that we see. We have Archon drop stuff. There's like double Stargate Tempest is insanely popular. I know that sounds crazy, but it's such a popular build right now. I've seen it so much. And all of these builds, they're good in isolation. No, they're okay in isolation, but they're good in the context of other builds existing. So if the only build that Protoss players were playing was double Stargate Tempest, the build would be fine. You probably could beat players with it, but the build becomes really good if other scary builds like a Glaive Adept attack also exist off of a Void Ray opener, you know? The Void Ray is so important in just denying any type of vision in that case. You can also just go into standard with it, which is what Hero has been doing mainly. And that's, I think, one of the main powers of Hero, is that he just has such a powerful standard game, such a strong standard game, but also has like these kind of weirdo strategies in his back pocket that he can pull out whenever he wants. He just smacks you in the face with it. And it leaves a mark, let me tell you, okay? People are going to be asking about, like, what happened to your face? Yeah, just Hero, out of his back pocket. Oh, good old Hero. Smacking you with something out of his back pocket. That's a well-known thing that happens. Gonna have a triple Stargate into Twilight. 4 gases as well. Extra pylon. They're still just kind of roaming around here with that Oracle. Twilight Council. No Forge. It's kind of an oddball strategy. No Robo either. So it's not going to be like an Archon drop. Ooh. Actually going to deal some serious damage here. There are 4 queens. When I say he's going to deal some serious damage, I of course mean he's going to lose an Oracle for free. These Adepts are going to finish their Shade, but I think that is a mistake too. I do believe we have enough links in combination with the Queens to actually deal with this, and this is some serious trouble here for Hero. Hero's going to be losing all of these Adepts, and he's going to be killing absolutely nothing. He now gets 1 worker kill. He's going to lose 3 more Adepts for it. That is not a great trade. That's a terrible trade. And look at the follow-up. What do we have here? We have Blink, no Forge. We have a 3rd random gateway. 53 workers, no battery over here. The counter attack is going to be annoying to deal with. You probably need to get some of them oracles back home. Problem is you only have 1 oracle remaining. It's on the wrong side of the map. Void Ray is going to come back home instead. Solar right now needs to throw down a fort base ASAP. It's absolutely key for Solar to get a fort base up, because Solar can go to a worker count that is so ridiculous without having to worry about anything that he needs a fort in order to get all those drones to work. So Solar right now, he wants to... Actually, against this build, I don't even think he wants to go above 70 workers. Whatever it is that Hero is doing right here, Solar is going to be completely content staying on 70 workers. He probably could get away with going up to 75, but I don't think he has to. All he needs to do is just stay here. Stay at this number and he'll be fine forever. It's going to be 7-gate Blink without a Forge available. This battery is going to be in some trouble. Double Pulsar Beam gets activated, kills 2 links. It means that the oracles are not with this push, by the way. That is a win by itself as well here for Solar. Solar looks at it and is like, hey, wait a second. You have 2 oracles defending at home. That means that these stalkers are just naked. These are naked stalkers all by themselves. And they're gonna get caught now by these links. Oracles do end up showing up here. A nice maneuvering out of Hero. Perhaps allowing Solar, though, to run across the map once more and maybe forcing in a warp in. You have a stasis ward that's being used defensively. Stalker count is growing here, but the Queen count is at 4. We have 2 transfuses. 2 transfuses available right now. Soon to be 3. Gonna need more links, I think, in order to deal with this. Maybe a couple of Hydras as well. Infestation Pit was fairly fast. Hive is insanely fast here. I think now Solar is the one kind of misreading this situation, because there's no upgrades for this army. This was really late on the gases as well, so I am not super loving the spot that Hero is in if he doesn't just straight up kill a fort base or just straight up kill this army all around. Roaches are gonna start chasing. Roach speed has finished up. That's always a huge deal in these battles. Without roach speed, it's impossible to ever catch the stalkers. With roach speed, maybe you have a bit of a chance. Fort base in some trouble. Pylon's gonna die, but the Nexus will survive as the oracles already make their way back home. Triple pulsar beam activation, and that means that all of these links will just end up falling. At the same time though, Solar, I thought it was too greedy, but now I'm loving the fact that this hive is already halfway done. Starts his Lurker then as well. Like, we're gonna have an extremely tight Lurker push coming out, and all that Hero is building is Stalkers. He's gonna end up losing, I think that was a Void Ray there. Still clearing a lot of creep, which is nice of course, but he needs to be so careful over here. So freaking careful, because his position is absolute balls. Links go into the main base as well, or in the natural base. We'll start dealing a little bit of damage. 5 workers go down, forcing a double warp in. I should clean this up eventually. Stalkers are really the only thing keeping Hero alive right now. Like, the moment these Stalkers get forced back home, Hero is dead. Because Hero has an army that cannot defend locations. Hero has an army that can kite an army to a defensive location. So if Solar wanted to walk across the map right now, he's just gonna get bullied all the way there, you know? He's gonna get stones thrown at him, like the little paper darts from a distance. He had these little pipes now, poof, like the blow darts basically. He also would get stuck in the ceiling very often, what I remember from high school. But yeah, that's basically what's going to happen to Solar's army if he tries to move across the map. So the way to go about this is to force these Stalkers to go home with some type of run-by, or to surround them. But without that, you're just going to get kited forever by Stalkers. Like, you're going to lose like 10 Roaches. Nah, yeah, actually, you might. 8 Roaches, a couple of Hydras, maybe a Lurker here or there, before you get to the other side of the map. And I don't think Solar has enough units for that. I actually don't think he does. So you're just going to want to park your Stalkers, you know? Just outside. Bam. Over here. Or go to a 5th base. That's also fine. If you can clear the 5th, that would be phenomenal. Hero's actually taking the long way around. It's going to blink up here. Typical Hero move. Could have just walked up and blinked down. Instead, it's going to blink right into the face of danger. This is a very significant link force as well. Still will manage to piss off. Now the Lurkers have a little bit of freedom though to start moving across the map. That is stasis number 1. That's going to be stasis number 2. We still have 5 Lurkers remaining in active mode. 6. Oh, there's a lot of Lurkers remaining in active mode. Holy crap. This is going to end up getting pushed back. We get a revelation forward. Lurkers now setting up. Adaptive Talent's about to finish up as well. Lurker on the left side is going to get cleared fairly easily. We have a bunch of Storms available as well as 3 Immortals. Is that going to be enough is the question. And the answer is no. Yes? Maybe. I don't know. Look at this. He's just throwing Storms down and Lurkers are falling. 4 Lurkers from the left side that were stuck in the stasis now show up into the battle as well. There's not a whole lot of cannon fodder though in front of this Lurker force. We have like 5-6 Hydras, a couple of Links, and maybe Hero's going to be capable of doing it. 2 Immortals still alive, but the Lurker count is phenomenal too. Archon's now moving in forward. Wish they would focus a little bit on those Hydras here. 3 Hydras in the absolute red. That's not what happened though, and Hero now in a world of trouble. We have more Lurkers being morphed in. Mothership on the way. Tempest coming out as well. If these Tempest come out, that would be huge. We're on 4 bases. Both players on 4 bases and 8 gas. That is usually good for the Protoss, but right now the Protoss is busy dying, which is not great for the Protoss. Generally staying alive is a better plan. The bank is fairly high as well for our South Korean Protoss player. Wish he could spend it somewhere, I bet. Couple of Storms maybe. Could hit those Lurkers. Could also go for, you know, a couple of these Hydras. Not quite gonna kill them yet. First Tempest are now out, helping out in the natural. Mothership is still, what is it, like 10-15 seconds away from finishing. The Hydra count is low though. Very, very low. And I wonder if Tempest plus Mothership is going to be capable of beating this. Oh, there comes the Frenzy, or the Lunge. Completes, and instantly we see that lunge in forward. Mothership uses the invisibility. There's only a single oversteer, but that single oversteer is going to be enough to provide vision. 20 workers going down at the same time as the Links are going berserk here in the 3rd base. Lurkers stay alive. There's not enough anti-air to deal with this force, but there's not enough anti-ground to deal with the Lurkers, and that is the real issue right now. There's just There's just not enough stuff to clear this before you end up losing all of your own stuff. And that, yeah, it's just not enough stuff. That's the way it is sometimes. You have 16 more Hydras on the way. They're lunging forward. You have a Viper that has randomly shown up as well, but the third base has fallen. 45 workers have gone down. This is now a theoretically impossible lose for Solar. All he needs to do is just kind of set up, go for another attack with whatever supply he has, and just throw everything in the kitchen sink at his opponent, and he should just be fine. As long as he has enough anti-air to deal with these 4 Tempests and the Mothership, I don't think there's any way he really loses this game. And he does have a crap ton of Hydras. The only problem might be that these Templar, if they have storms, could do something. We have a Time Warp as well coming in right now. Yeah, Templars just shooting from a distance are gonna clear a bunch of these, but the one Roach actually sniping like a Templar and a half is hilarious to me too. Here come the double storms, but yeah, I don't really see this work, to be honest. There's just not enough damage output from the side of Hero. He's also down 100 supply, which is often a big tell that you're losing the game. Solar is gonna add in a Spire. He's like, well, this isn't quite working out for now. The pure Hydra, the 13 Hydra is not good enough against the Tempest Mothership. The Mothership, of course, is quite powerful right now. Control is good here too. The micro on this Air Force is quite solid. It's quite stellar indeed. Still have 6 gases going. Couple new Templar being warped as well. Spire is most likely just going to bring the salvation that Solar needs though. It's going to send a bunch of links into run by. Ooh, good storm there. Nice energy recharging with double storms. Going to easily wipe that run by. Just needs to warp in a couple more zealots, and that's exactly what we're seeing. This is a 5th base, right? Yeah, 5th base. Counts as a double gas, so theoretically 10 gas. I mean, there's going to be 10, 12 Corruptors. Good luck. You just don't have anything against them. That's the reality of the situation. Is that you have nothing against the Corruptors. Tempests are not good against Corruptors. Mothership is okay against Corruptors, but not against very high numbers of Corruptors. The Archon count is non-existent. Like, I'm not seeing it. Like, I appreciate that Hero's trying, I really do, but Solar has won this game about 4 minutes ago. And we're just watching an extended death animation. See if Hero agrees with that. I do like that he's moving on the map right now. It feels counterintuitive, but if you can hit a mass Hydra army with Tempest Storm, even if you're very low supply, you could potentially win. You just don't want your opponent to go into the next stack, basically. So I really think this is the correct call, but yeah, now that the Corruptors are out, like it's too late. But I like that Hero tried this anyway. I think this was a decent path to victory, a theoretical path to victory, had Solar not just thrown down that Spire, because the Spire should be a game ender here 90% of the time. And it is going to be. I mean, it just is, absolutely. Corruptors are going to clear these Tempests. Mothership is already gone as well, and now I think the Hydras by themselves are probably going to be good enough as to kind of function as anti-air here too. Double Storms do try to connect. Tempest falling. I'm expecting a GG anytime. There we go. Solar wins the series 2-1. Interesting, fun little series, and yeah, it's going to be it for me today. Hope you all did enjoy this. If you did, don't forget to like button, subscribe to the channel. See all of you next time for a new video.